Hey there, friends. Jeff Fritz here, and I've got another video talking to you about some of the great features that you can start to add into your application with .NET Aspire once you've got it all wired up. What are those next steps that you can take to get more information about your application and surface it and learn more about how it's running? And in this video, we're going to take a look at adding additional logging and telemetry capabilities to show you some more information in your structured logs. Okay, when we take a look at the Aspire dashboard, many of us are used to just going over to the console view and seeing the raw data from the console just flying by. And that might be nice if you're watching the matrix and text just flying by. But if you want to sort through it, drill in, and actually get to the information, the log information around a specific transaction, that's a little bit tricky to do. You want to get a little bit more context around that. And we can do that by introducing a span and some other open telemetry capabilities to give us the distributed logging features that we want so that we know exactly what's going on within the scope of a transaction. So, we're going to take a look at the National Weather Service example and take a look at how requests are made to the National Weather Service, and we'll add additional logging information throughout that request so we can see everything that's happening along the way with some important information reported, and we can track what's going on, and importantly, when something goes wrong, be able to identify exactly what's causing that. Let's head over to the code and take a look at how we set this up. All right, here we are inside of the NWS Manager Diagnostics. This is inside of the API data folder. And this is a class that has information about all the different things that we're setting up to get additional diagnostic information from the National Weather Service manager that we have that manages the connection and request information from the National Weather Service API endpoint. And you see here, we created a static activity source. An activity source is a way for us to wrap up information for a log, group it together so that we can share that information on various open telemetry endpoints. And here we created an activity source called NWS Manager. So we'll be able to start and manage activities and group together all the requests and features into one single activity when we interact with the National Weather Service. I have to register this activity source with OpenTelemetry over here in our program file, right here. Builder services add OpenTelemetry, and we'll add the source NWS Manager. We're adding additional tracing information right here on line 18. Pretty easy to do. Those magic strings, you may want to turn into constants and place them out there so that you can ensure that those aren't changing on you behind the scenes, and you have a constant value that you're working with throughout your application. I'll head over to the NWS Manager and we'll take a look at exactly how we're going to implement this as we make requests for forecasts. So this is the method that we use to get forecasts for a specific location. And they call it a zone on the National Weather Service. And you'll see here, we start off by creating a scope. We say logger begin scope. And our logger is just an iLogger. We're familiar with how to use that. So we'll create that scope that allows us to define a envelope around which we're going to be operating. And we're going to store some property information about that we may want to use in the future to look up and learn more about this. So we'll store inside of this dictionary of string objects the zone ID, what's the location we were looking up, and we'll store the request number in case we need to look up information about exactly which request this is, and we'll store a forecast count and increment that and store it here. This way we have these tags for information in the future if we want to dig in and look at these logs from some point in the future and we're doing some research. Additionally here, we set up that activity. Using activity, So this is a disposable object. We're going to use the activity source and say start activity. We're going to start this envelope for all of our log information, and we're going to call it get forecast by zone async. Now, it's going to take that and we're going to start to set some information and add log information to it. So we can put a tag on that trace that says the zone ID we're looking for is this zone ID, right? That's the key that relates back to the location we're looking for. Also notice that when we define activities and we put tags on them, a standard format for these tags is all lowercase in a hierarchical uh, period separated notation. That's why you see zone.id. Now, when we issue logs information to this, logger log information, this will now be captured and be part of that get forecast by zone activity. So all of this information as we're going along, and here's our faux error that this application creates every 5 requests. If there's an error, we'll log that error and we'll trace appropriately with our metrics that, hey, an error occurred and appropriately throw an exception. But if we did get information, if we are able to proceed through there, we'll grab the URL, we'll form the URL that we're going to request, log some debug information about that. And if we're successful about making that request, we'll tag that log entry that it was successful. Additionally, we'll log some information that we did retrieve the forecast, and here's the duration. And if there's an error, log the error at the end. We don't have to tell it to complete the activity because the activity was disposable. It automatically gets cleaned up at the end of this method and concluded. So let's head back over to the Aspire dashboard, click around a little bit, and take a look at some of the log information that's generated for us now. All right, so I've got some errors reported. You see the 3 here, and if I were to go into my structured logs and just take a look at the API, well, it's kind of messy here. I don't really know how these are related to each other. And you see this trace over here and how they have the same numbers incrementing. That's a little bit of a hint that these are all related. So if I look at this one where the error occurs and I click on that trace, I can see exactly what happened in the chart here, how we got to that point. And I could view all of those logs put together for just that one request, going all the way back to when we clicked on the request over here on the website, coming through all the way down through our errors, and we see all of that log information grouped together as part of this request. If I were to dig in a little bit further there, take a look at another API here and reach into this one where the request errored out and click the logs here, click into this request, and we take a look at the logs here. Once again, I can see exactly how all of those requests are related to each other. Really great stuff that's going to help you isolate and look further into what's going on and get the relationship between when these errors occurred and what other features were being processed as it was working through your application. There's so much more that you can do with organizing and storing your logs. I want you to take a look at the sample code for this. It's linked down below in the description. And of course, I've got a Learn article for you that teaches you more about how to use OpenTelemetry with the logger capabilities in ASP.NET with Aspire. Thanks so much for watching.